It's January 27th, it's my first video of the year, and I want to talk to you about goal setting. And I know what you're thinking, Steffi, you're a little late to the party, but hear me out. I'm thinking that a lot of you might have already thrown the goals that they set on New Year's Eve overboard. And then also, goal setting is a thing that you can do whenever you want. So why not do it late January? You know, it's as good a time as ever. So let's talk about goal setting, and specifically about setting goals for your creative side, for your art, for, you know, just your passions in life. So the reason I figured I'd talk to you about this is that I suck at setting goals. Still, I came up with a few rules that I want to use for myself, because last year was kind of a disaster as far as my art goals went. And I want to share that experience with you and then kind of, you know, derive a better path from that, if possible. So tip number 1 I have for you is don't make your goals 100% challenging and intimidating. And the reason for that is if the bigger goal is already like this huge thing that you dread, you won't really have all the motivation you need to pull through till the end of the year, or however long the period is that you set for yourself. So this is where I talk from personal experience, because last year my goal in art was to learn about color. And I know that doesn't sound intimidating to a lot of people, but for me, because I'm used to pencil drawings, I'm used to black and white drawings. And for me, color, I mean, I've used color in the past before, but for me, color is something that I feel like I lack a huge amount of knowledge. And so I wanted to make it my goal for the year. But it was really intimidating. And it's not like I didn't do anything, didn't try anything. But the thing that I came up with, well, just wait a second here. So one of the things that I tried this year was this bird painting. It's not even finished. I didn't even finish it. So, you know, it was not the only thing that I did, obviously. It's not the only thing. But God, I'm really rusty at this. Relax. Nobody's watching your videos anyway. For me, it was an intimidating goal to learn about color, so I just, you know, I didn't give it on my all, and whenever I sat down, I felt like, oh, I should do something with color today, but that's not where my heart is. Quite honestly, I want to, like, the aesthetics that I have, or what I really like doing. I mean, obviously, I like to look at paintings that are full of color, but what I like to be doing is black and white drawings, or black and white paintings maybe even, with just highlights of color here and there. So that's basically what I want to use. And I kind of completely ignored what I really wanted out of my color. So whenever I sat down, I felt like, oh, I should do something with color, but it's just not my thing. So I feel like instead of picking like this huge daunting goal, I should have picked a goal that reflects more of my own interests. Sounds reasonable to you, right? It should be still challenging, but don't make it 100% challenging for yourself. That's my tip anyway. Tip number 2, visualize where you want to be at the end of the year, or whatever time period you set for yourself. Visualize it. Just, you know, really take the time to see what it is that you want to have accomplished, because that's really a great way for you to dig up that motivation whenever it's lost. During the, you know, the time that's coming will be hard times, you'll be tired, you'll have other priorities, whatever. But, you know, if you have this mental image, it's much easier to recall why you want to do it, because motivation gets lost along the way. And yeah, just visualization, I find, is really helping me to put myself back on track. And then tip number 3 that I have for you is pick a big goal and then repeatedly, I mean consistently, derive mini plans from that overall goal. Because the overall goal is probably going to be something abstract. and it's very hard to take actions from it. Like learn about color as I had last year is, you know, could be anything like color theory or testing out little bits and pieces here and there. What colors go together, like just, you're not stupid, you know what I mean. It could be anything that you could do with color. It's such a wide topic. So if this was your goal, learn about color, maybe make it so that in the first month or so you learn about color theory and what kind of different like complementary colors, and you know, honestly don't know any of the terms, but you know, learn about the terms of color things. I really should have picked a different example because I don't know anything about color, so I'm really sorry about that. Anyway, picking like deriving mini plans from your bigger goal is just a way to, yeah, make it into actionable steps. Action, that's what you want to get from the mini plans, mini steps that you can get from your overall goal. And do that repeatedly. You know, don't just do it once, but kind of recall that you have to do it repeatedly to get to your overall goal of learning about color or something that makes more sense. Okay, let me look at my notes one more time. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about my own goal for this year, and I made it into do more of what I enjoy making, plus experimenting with it. That's my goal for the new year. I want to do more of what I already enjoy, which I think is very reasonable to start with, because then do more of what I enjoy. How it's not the challenge here. Well, do more is a challenge but it's something that I can look forward to. And then experiment with it, because I always feel like I am one step shy of making my pieces into something interesting to look at. Like I like the craftsmanship that goes into it, but I never really view my stuff as art so much because I feel like it lacks this tiny little bit of daring. And so that's my new goal for the year. And I really think and hope that I will, you know, get further with it. And then also, of course, I will have to follow my own advice and derive like mini actionable steps from that to get there, and then also visualize it, like where I want to be at the end of the year. And I'm really excited about that. So I hope that I could give you some, I don't want to call it advice, more like a little bit of inspiration maybe as to what you can do to, you know, set your own goals, maybe reset them after New Year's Eve, and yeah, have a great new year. It's the first video of the year, so I can still wish you a happy new year from here on. Oh my god, I suck.